Giants fans? How's it going? NFL fans, football fans, come one, come all. Okay, so I think we all established that week 8 was almost as crazy as week 1, but week nine, all the best teams lost to garbage teams. So crazy. So it was hard making this week's rankings because you can't penalize the good teams that bad for losing to the bad teams, and you can't just like catapult the bad teams for beating the good teams because it was only 1 week. I mean, the records still say something, and it's very difficult. So, without further ado, the Lions are still in last place. They had the bye week, um, haven't won a game, and they get the Steelers this week. Steelers are like a 9-point favorite, and I think their defense is still really good. I hope that the Lions will be able to do something, but I don't think they will. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with the Lions. So next we have the Houston Texans. I thought they were getting Tyrod Taylor back, that they would definitely win the game, and then Tua was a late inactive. So it was Tyrod Taylor versus Jacoby Brissett. And like I said a couple videos ago, it might have been last week, it might have been 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Jacoby Brissett's probably better than Tua. Um, I'm just very disappointed in Tyrod Taylor. I can't believe the Texans lost the game. And with that being said, next I have the Miami Dolphins because the Dolphins suck really bad. Who else would they have beaten if it wasn't the Texans? Only the Lions, right? So next we have the New York Jets. I guess they have 3 capable quarterbacks. I mean, what's his name? I don't even know whoever the third string guy is. They did get blown out by the Colts, but still, I mean, he put points on the board, which Zach Wilson wasn't doing much of. So next we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, who beat the Buffalo Bills, who were the number 1 team in the NFL at one point this season. And they did it without James Robinson. Who the hell was their running back in the game? I don't even know. I never looked it up. I can't tell you who their running back in that game was because they were supposed to have Travis Etienne, who never got to make his NFL debut yet due to injury. So I don't know who their running back was, but they beat the Bills. The Bills did not score a touchdown. The Jacksonville Jaguars did not score a touchdown either. 5 total field goals in the game, 3-2. Jaguars won. Absolutely insane. Next I have the Washington football team, and I don't know if Ryan Fitzpatrick is coming back this weekend. Probably not. I haven't done any research on that. They do have an interesting game this week. They, I believe, host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in an exact rematch of the wild card weekend in the playoffs last year, where Heineke almost got the job done. They both teams will be without a piece of their team. The Washington football team will be without their tight end, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be without one of their corners. So I think that hurts the Bucks more than it hurts Washington. And with that being said, I think Washington has a really good chance to upset, especially after Trevor Siemian just beat them. So why can't Tyler Heineke do it? They have similar defenses, the Saints and the Redskins football team. I've been trying so hard this whole video not to call them the Redskins, but that's what I normally call them. They'll always be the Redskins to me. Next, I have the Atlanta Falcons. Um, Hopefully the Falcons can do what they did last year against the Cowboys, who just really got beat up by the Broncos without the whole not knowing how to finish part, because the Falcons just second half collapsed better than any team in NFL history, and that's what they did last year when they played Dallas. But if the Falcons can pick up a win against Dallas this week, boy, oh boy, does that do us Giants fans some good. The Giants defense in the last 3 weeks has looked amazing. And if we can win 6 of our last 8 games, puts us in a prime position to try to make the playoffs. The current third wild card spot is with the 4-4 Atlanta Falcons. So there is a chance for the Giants. We have a lot of easy games. We play Philly twice. We play Washington. We play Dallas. We play Miami. We play Tampa Bay. We play the Chargers. And I must be forgetting a game. That's only 7. Either way, our schedule, I mean, I said we have to go 6-8 now. Dallas is going to be hard. The Chargers are probably going to be hard. Tampa Bay is going to be hard. If we can win one of those 3 and sweep Philly, I really think we have a good chance of making the playoffs. And if Dallas tanks, we might win the division. Who knows? With all that being said, next I have the Philadelphia Eagles. They just lost to the Chargers. And I'm gonna say what I've been saying all season. Their offense looks really good. Their offense looks better than the Giants' offense, but their defense is just so bad that they keep losing games. And so they're kind of just like Atlanta. And then when they played Atlanta, they washed them, and they washed the Lions. Philly can only beat bad teams, and they lose to good teams. So I mean, the Giants are a bad team, right? But technically, we're a good team. Like, we should be 6-3 and not 3-6. So hopefully we do sweep Philly. That would be a great feeling for everything they've done to us in the last 20 years. Next, I have the New York Giants, followed by the Chicago Bears, who, thank God, they almost beat the Steelers Monday night. Giants fans, we need the Bears to lose out so we can have an amazing draft pick. If the draft were to be today, the New York Giants would have the 8th and 9th overall picks back to back. That would be so amazing, considering we had the 12th and the 20th last year. I mean, obviously the 8th and the 9th means that we're a bad football team, but the Bears are too, and that's whose pick we have. That's why we have 2 picks. So going on with the power rankings, next I have the San Francisco 49ers. No Kyler Murray, no DeAndre Hopkins, and they got washed by the Cardinals. George Kittle's back. Garoppolo's healthy. Trey Lance was healthy. I don't know what's wrong with the 49ers. Their team is basically what it was when they were in the Super Bowl, so I don't know what's wrong in San Francisco. Next, I have the Denver Broncos. The Broncos started off as the fakest 3-0 team ever, and then they just washed the Dallas Cowboys. So I believe they're 4-4 now, or 4-5. Next, I have the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers, they got Christian McCaffrey back and still got washed by the New England Patriots. Now, this coming weekend, Sam Darnold has been announced out, and PJ Walker has never shown any signs of doing anything. So they're probably going to get washed by the Cardinals, who get DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray back. Next, I have the Minnesota Vikings, who continue to prove they are the most mediocre team in the NFL. almost get a victory against the Ravens and then lose to the Ravens in overtime. I believe this is like the Minnesota Vikings' third time playing an overtime game this season. Like, that is insane. Next, I have the New Orleans Saints. They beat the Bucks, and then they lost to the Falcons. The Falcons almost vintagely collapsed like they always do. The Falcons were actually up really big in the game, and then they lost the lead in the last like minute of the game, and Matt Ryan was able to march them down into field goal range for Younghoe Koo to hit a game-winning field goal. Next, I have the Seattle Seahawks, who are getting Russell Wilson back. Then the Kansas City Chiefs, the Indianapolis Colts, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the New England Patriots. Now, these are the middle of the pack teams right now. Even with Russ, Seattle wasn't really getting it done. They lost Russ, and I believe they lost that game. Did they? Yeah, they lost that game. And then Gino lost 2 of his 3. So they're not in good shape. They're going to have to go on like a miracle run for to get in the playoffs. Kansas City, it doesn't look like they've got anything figured out. It looks like they're still struggling really, really bad. They got lucky to beat the Giants. They got lucky to beat the Packers. No Aaron Rodgers. The Colts, as long as they're healthy, Taylor is such an amazing running back, and they could be dangerous. The Chargers, Justin Herbert has not been playing that great the last few weeks. They lost games that they should have won or were expected to win, and they luckily got the W against Philly. And I'm not sure who they play this week. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, New England, Mac Jones started off slow, and he's getting better and better every week. Their offense looks amazing. Damian Harris is like a legit RB1 that New England hasn't really had in a very long time. Next, we have the Baltimore Ravens, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Cleveland Browns, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have them in that order. I know the Ravens currently lead the division, but they are like the second most injured team in the NFL, or they might be the most injured team in the NFL now. The Bengals washed them. The Browns just washed the Bengals, and the Steelers beat the Browns. So I don't know. They're all clumped together right there on my power rankings. And next, I have the Raiders. The Raiders lost to the Giants, but the Raiders are still, I think, in first place of their division or tied for it. Or the Chargers are first now. I'm not sure. Either way, I still believe the Raiders have a great team. And in week 9, the week of upsets, I'm not punishing them too much. With that being said, next I have the Buffalo Bills. They lost to the Jags. They barely beat the Dolphins. Or I should say they struggled against the Dolphins. And I don't know. They play the Jets this week. They need to blow them out. This is a get-right game. The Bills need to set the record straight and just play like the Bills that we know they are. The week 2 to week 7 Bills. I mean, next, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. After losing to the Saints, if they lose to Washington this week, their stock will plummet. Next, I have the Dallas Cowboys, and the same can be said for them. I still have them as a top 5 team. They only have 2 losses, explosive offense, but the Denver Broncos, without Von Miller, were just able to shut that offense down. And this was Dak's first game back after not playing. So he looked horrible. Ezekiel Elliott ended up getting hurt but the game was already out of hand at that point, I believe, and this game at one time was 30-0, and then Cowboys scored 2 garbage time touchdowns with 2 two-point conversions. Next, I have the Arizona Cardinals. Now, it was hard for me to put them 4th, but hear me out. I know they just beat the 49ers without D-Hop and Kyler Murray, but I still believe the next 3 teams are better than them. I have the Rams next. I know the Cardinals beat the Rams, but the Rams are about to get Von Miller. We're going to see how that helps their defense. I still think it's an insanely scary thought of having Aaron Donald and Von Miller coming at a quarterback at the same time. We didn't get to see Von Miller, unfortunately, on Sunday night, so we don't really know what it looks like yet, but we will find out. Then next, I have the Green Bay Packers, who I believe would have definitely won that game with Aaron Rodgers against the Chiefs. Aaron Rodgers beat the undefeated Cardinals previous Thursday without his top 3 weapons. The first, second, and third string wide receivers all out. But at number 1, you can't help but to have the Tennessee Titans. I think their head coach deserves Coach of the Year so far. Without Derrick Henry, they go and they blow out the Rams. They beat the Bills already. And I don't remember who the other team was. But the Titans seem to have all of the teams' numbers that they need to have. I think I heard a stat that they beat 6 teams this year that were in the playoffs last year, and that's amazing. The Titans are just doing it. They have a great game plan, and some people are going to say, oh, they lost to the Jets. Well, that was without A.J. Brown and Julio Jones, and they lost week 1 to the Cardinals, and week 1 was crazy. So that's it. That's the power rankings, guys, and I can't wait to see what week 10 brings, so we can further analyze the teams and see how the playoffs start to shake out. Now let's look at week 10. The Ravens are playing the Dolphins. The Ravens should wash the Dolphins, but any given Thursday, we'll see what happens. I'm rooting for Washington against Tampa Bay. I know as a Giants fan, we shouldn't really be rooting for Washington, but I don't see Washington as a threat. So if they can upset Tampa, piss off Tom Brady, I'm pretty sure it makes all of us non-Buccaneer Patriots fans pretty happy. So Steelers are probably going to beat the Lions. I think the Titans are going to beat the Saints because the Titans are the best team in the NFL. Now, we're definitely rooting for the Falcons to beat the Cowboys because it's always hashtag FTC. I think the Patriots are going to beat the Browns. This should be a really good and interesting game. I don't know if it's going to be like the Browns-Steelers game where it was only 15-10. Also, there's rumors around Demetric Felton and Nick Chubb not playing because of COVID. So we'll see how that affects their team. But Dearness Johnson, as we saw a few weeks ago, is pretty good. Pats are home. Bill Belichick's their head coach. I'm giving it to the Pats. The Bills got to get right against the Jets. The Colts should be able to beat the Jags. The Colts are home. The Jags are getting James Robinson back, but they are on the road. I don't know if they learned something against that in that Bills game, but we'll see what happens. Once again, they only scored 3 field goals, and that's not going to be enough to stop Jonathan Taylor and the Indianapolis Colts. The Los Angeles Chargers, I would consider this a get-right game. Justin Herbert has struggled the last few weeks, and the Minnesota Vikings love losing football games. So, Chargers, go out and make an exclamation point out of this game. Go get a convincing win against the Minnesota Vikings. Arizona Cardinals, like I said, PJ Walker's at quarterback. I think the Cardinals are going to destroy the Panthers. Getting Kyler and DeAndre back, they're home. It's just their game to lose. The Broncos host the Philadelphia Eagles. Rooting for the Broncos here because Philly is tied with us right now. We need Philly to lose just so in case something does happen to the Cowboys season, Giants are prime and ready to take the division title. The Green Bay Packers host the Seattle Seahawks, and it's looking to be Aaron Rodgers versus Russell Wilson. What all NFL fans want to see, the Hail Mary rematch game. We got robbed of probably the second most anticipated game of the year last week. We didn't get to see A-Rod versus Mahomes. I'm pretty sure it's never even happened before. So that really sucked. But Sunday night, we get the Chiefs at the Raiders. And with the way these teams look right now, the Raiders did beat the Chiefs last year. I think the Raiders can win this game. I'll be rooting for the Raiders. Let's go Raiders. And then week 10 caps off on Monday night when the 49ers host the Rams. And with the Rams basically being the best team in the NFL, or the third best as the power rankings currently fill out, they should wash the 49ers. The Cardinals just did with Colt McCoy. So, I don't know. The 49ers got a lot of stuff they need to figure out. The bye weeks this week are Chicago, Houston, Cincinnati, and the Giants. It's perfect timing for the Giants. We can go into the hardest game on our entire schedule. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the defending Super Bowl champs, Monday night. The healthiest we've been all season. I mean, I know we're not going to have Jabril Peppers and Blake Martinez and Nick Gates, but we are going to have Andrew Thomas and Saquon Barkley and a healthier Galladay, a healthier Sterling Shepard, a healthier Kadarius Toney. Hopefully we can devise a game plan that takes Brady down. We all know the Giants beat Brady twice in the Super Bowl. And if Patrick Graham can apply the pressure for our secondary, Logan Ryan, Xavier McKinney, who just got 2 picks, James Bradbury, and the rest of them, we can win this game. The Giants almost beat the Chiefs on Monday night, so I don't want to hear that we can't play on Monday night. We're going to bring our A game. We're going to get it. Houston, their playoffs are officially done for, so I would have loved them to beat the Dolphins and say, like, Tyrod can get healthier and the rest of the team can figure out a good game plan, but I'm sorry, Houston Texans fans, you guys only got 1 win this season. It's pretty much a wrap. Cincinnati Bengals fans, I hope to God that whatever was wrong with you guys against the Jets and the Browns, you figure it out and you get back on track and you get on to winning that division. Chicago Bears, keep losing because the Giants need your draft pick. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, subscribe, drop a comment. Definitely click that like button. And if you have friends and family that are super diehard NFL fans, make sure you share it with them. I'm Reality, forever and always. I love everybody that loves me, guys. Till next time, peace.